What's up guys, it's your boys from Demigoons. Today we're going to be talking about the difference between pre-made rifles and Frankenstein rifles, aka build rifles. And if you enjoy the video, make sure you like and subscribe to the boys. And if you have any comments, make sure you let us know. That way we're always making this a learning experience for everyone. So let's get started. And just to throw it out there right now before we start, this is your money, guys. We're just trying to help out with people that want to build. We've already gotten plenty of questions already from people asking us, what should I buy and what do I want to do? This is just what we think will be best for everyone. And once again, it's going to be up to you guys, but hopefully this will help you guys choose what you want to do. All right, first we're going to start off with the pre-made rifles. So basically, they're ready to go. Don't have to do anything else other than maybe have to buy an optic, but usually they already have the iron sights there. Don't have to worry about any other extra parts because usually manufacturer already has everything set up and they're already test fired.
And reason two, you can get off-the-rack firearms like sometimes at a really great sale, depending like if it's like a holiday season or if they just have overstock guns that are taking shelf life way too long, and they will mark them down really well to where it's very affordable versus it will oppose like building your own firearm.
Another thing for pre-made rifles, it would be they would actually have the warranty with them. So if something goes wrong with them, obviously you can just return it right away and it would be nothing against you. They test fired it, they already sent them out. So if you found something that was wrong with it within a year, but some of them will probably have a lifetime warranty, so you wouldn't have to worry about it.
Lower end off-the-rack rifles, you're not really going to baby them as much as you would like a higher end personally built AR with like expensive parts on them. You're gonna be more inclined to like drop it on the ground or like leaning it up against a tree, and you're not gonna trip about like having a scratch on it.
So now we covered the good side of the pre-made rifles. Let's get to the bad side of them. One of them would be low material. For example, a cheap buttstock or handguard that doesn't have rail attachments on there, or trigger, just basically anything that doesn't look like it's gonna be something you wanna have on there. So basically another thing would be is extra parts. So what I have right here is just a commercial buffer tube and a commercial buttstock, the one that came with the Bushmaster AR that was shown earlier in the video. I wanted a better stock, obviously, because this one doesn't feel right on me, and it looks way better if I have a better part on it, just for the aesthetic wise. But that would usually mean that I have to end up changing other stuff to the match with it, and it just means more parts in the bin, and it just taking more space in my house, because if you try to sell something like this, usually it doesn't go anywhere, nobody really wants it. But that's when it gets to the Franken-build / build rifle.
So we covered off-the-rack ARs. Now we're gonna get to the Franken-builds. So first and foremost, you want to define the purpose of like the personal build that you're doing. Whether if you want like target shooting, more serious use, hunting, you could classify all that in your build and buy specific parts versus buying a whole AR, ripping off the barrel, having put on a different barrel, and then just spending way more money when you could go ahead and spend that money on something you already want right off the bat.
Another thing would be less parts. Basically, what I was talking about earlier about changing furniture and stuff, all you have to do is just order the stuff online that you want and then slap it on there. That way you don't have to worry about having extra stuff in there. And one more thing would be a cheap / beater ARs. So basically, like I said about how you have extra parts like this, you could just grab something like this and just slap something together. That way, if you're just gonna take it to a hog hunting trip, or just wanna have something that you can recreationally shoot, or have people that don't have ARs, they can shoot that one instead. That way, you just made something that's less than $300 and you don't have to worry about it at the end. So now we talked about the good for builds. Now let's talk about the bad side of it. Reliability issues. Even though you spend a lot of money on some of these parts, you don't know if it's actually going to be working together or not. I know that some triggers don't work well with lowers, especially the polymer 80% lowers that you will be doing yourself. Uppers that don't fit right with a long barrel. So basically, if you say that if you bought a longer barrel, it won't actually fit with the handguards and it won't look right on your side. So make sure you're just doing your research and finding out what looks good. Also looking at forums or asking friends and family or other people that own firearms to see what they did.
So what you want to watch out for is like going bananas with your build. You don't want to spend way too much on specific parts that won't really affect the performance of your gun in the long run. So try to watch out for that. Get like the real essentials, the parts that are gonna really matter in the end, instead of like getting something that because it looks cool. And I understand, we all want to look cool.
If you want to know what we choose, we always end up for the build. Because most likely you're going to have fun from looking online from different sources or different websites to who's selling what and where. And you just want to figure out if you like this or not. And it's just always an experience, and that way in the future, if you do not like this build, you can always just sell the part and you can just throw something else on there. Like for this one example, I try to keep everything Magpul related because I plan on making this to a 22 conversion. And this is from looking at other people's stuff and finding out what I actually wanted in the end. If you want to know what we choose, we always end up for the builds. It's fun that you're just knowing what you want to have on your AR. And you get to look at other websites and comparing prices and figuring out if you can save money or not by buying something else. Or if you don't like something at the end of it, you can just always sell it and get something else. That's why for this AR, I made this one into basically a 22 conversion build. And I would like to have all the Magpul furniture on it because it just looks really nice.
So what the goon operators mainly do, we already go ahead and like make our firearms the way we would want it to suit with the purpose that we need it to do. Like we have different furniture, different parts. And the best part about this is went ahead and have a specific muzzle device so I could slap my suppressor on here without taking something on and off all the time. In this case, this is more general purpose. So I went ahead and outfitted with a variable scope. Versus off the rack AR, if you go ahead and get one right off the rack any other like gun store and try to turn it into something like this, you would probably end up spending double the cash and would have had all that cash left over to go ahead and buy ammo, buy equipment, buy mags.
But if it is your first purchase on an AR or a rifle in general, I would try to say go for the pre-made ones. That way it'd be a learning experience for you if you have the cash. But make sure to check out my last review for Tac Swap. If you're ever looking for parts that you want to build online, that's a great place to start at. Or you can look at other people's builds that they're trying to sell on there, and that could get you an idea of what you want to do. Make sure to let us know if we missed anything in the comments. Thanks everybody, and we hope to see you guys in our next video.
You know, today in Goons, I'm going to be reviewing my cats. So, like, as you can see, his snout is perfectly symmetrical. Give it a good old squeak. His paws, very adorable. Look at these cat beans. No. Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
GoPro, stop recording.